To outline a logo in Photoshop and take it from something like this into something like this, we can do it in just a few steps. But the first question we need to ask ourselves is whether or not our logo has a transparent background. In this case, you can see that this layer has a white background behind it, meaning that we need to cut it out first. If, however, you see a checkerboard behind the logo, kind of like this layer up here, that means that your logo has a transparent background, and you can just skip ahead to the next timestamp. But if you don't have that background removed, we need to first cut it out using a relatively simple method that keeps nice sharp edges around the entire logo. That method is called channels, and while that logo layer is selected, we'll go to the channels panel, which if you don't see, just go to window and down to channels to reveal it. And from here, we want to go and find the channel that has the most contrast between the background and your logo. Ideally, your logo should be almost black or fully black within one of these channels. In this case, the green or blue channel works for me, so I need to duplicate this next. I'll now click and drag from the blue channel down to the new layer icon to create a copy. In this case, my logo is already fully black, so I wouldn't have to do any adjustments. However, if your logo has some gray within it, then in that case, while that duplicated channel is selected, again the one that you duplicated with the most contrast for your logo, we'll then press Command or Control L to access our levels adjustment. From here we can bring together the shadows and the highlights point until again all of the gray from within your logo is removed just by adjusting these points here. In this case it doesn't really make a difference because it already was fully black and fully white, but regardless I'll click OK. Now to turn this into a selection, I'll hold Command or Control and click on the thumbnail of that copy channel, and this will select all of the pixels outside of the logo. Going back to the layers panel, I'll click on my logo layer and then add a layer mask. But since this is the opposite of what we want, I'll press Command or Control I to invert that mask. Now if I disabled the background layer, you can see we have a transparent background. Now we're ready to go and add that outline, which is easily done within layer styles. This is accessed just by double clicking in the empty area of the layer to access layer styles, and we'll begin by going to the blending options and setting the fill opacity to 0%. Our logo is going to disappear, but that's okay because we can just click on the stroke setting here. Make sure to click on the words so we have access to all of the settings, and from here we can go and change the size of the stroke or the outline for this logo. We can change the positioning to be on the outer edge of our selection, on the inside edge of the selection, or equally split between the outer and inner edge of that logo. The perfect positioning will ultimately depend on your opinion and your logo, but I'll choose the inside here. And from there, we can change the color of the outline by clicking on this color swatch, or even turn it into a gradient or a pattern if that's what you're into. If you wanted to add additional colored strokes to this logo, we can click on the plus icon beside the stroke. This would create an additional stroke as I already have here. So you could click on this, add a new color of stroke if that's what you were wanting to do, change the positioning to something else, and then you can get some different effects like that. But for this case, I just want a simple black outline, so I'll leave it like so and click OK. Now at this point, if you were to go and export your photo, you would still have a white background. So what you need to remember is exporting to PNG. That way you can save all this transparency. Going up to File and then down to Save a Copy, we can choose a location on our computer and all those usual things, but the important part is setting the format down to PNG, so that way all the transparency that we've created will be saved in the final file. And for the PNG format options, you can just leave it to largest file size and click OK. Now if you were to drag and drop that same exported file from your computer onto this canvas, you can see I have that transparent background. I could now add this into any other project and it will always have that nice outline without having to redo all of this work. Now, if you're new to Photoshop, I recognize this can be a lot of different steps, especially with channels and all the things related to layer styles. So I summarized everything from this video in a bite-sized PDF lesson cheat sheet that you can grab for free in the description below. It breaks down everything that we talked about here in a step-by-step format so you can review it very easily in the future next time you need to create this effect. Again, it's totally free in the description or pinned comment down below. But with that, I'll see you next time.